Hello dear students, this is Monika Deshmane here from HB Desai College. Today we learn the basic concepts of the buffer, which is the point of the Node.js. You know the JavaScript or JS which can be run on the browser, and if I want that JavaScript should be executed on the server, then Node is one platform that is used. So Node.js which runs JavaScript at server side, not on the browser side. So basically in that one concept that I want to explain is buffer. Okay, that is used. Basically the buffer which contains the uh, elements, whatever it is a storage. Okay, storage data structure, and which stores binary data. Okay, whatever the data I'm going to put inside that buffer, that would be encoded into binary format, and whenever we require that as it is, we have to decode it. Okay, the global package, or we can say the global class, which is present as a buffer in the npm repository. You know, npm is the node package manager, which is the main repository where all the functionality regarding the node.js is present. So in that package, basically the buffer is or buffer class is present, so no need to import it again, we can use as it is. So basically whenever we are going to create a buffer, you have to store it in the format of octets. So basically each character having reserve 1 byte storage, and 1 byte is nothing but the 8-bit or called as a octet. So buffer is the global data structure, no need to import, which is the binary representation, and third one is the, it is storing in the octet wise. Okay, so now let us see. Whenever I open this Visual Studio, I have to create one JavaScript file. In that we have to create the buffer. So here one blank solution is here, and I just want to right click it. I'll add new item as a JavaScript, and here only I have to write my code. So many ways are there for creating the buffer. Amongst that, I'll show you a few of, or suppose all methods, I'll show you how to create the buffer. So let us see. I'm going to create one buffer with a variable named var. So how to declare variable var? Then b, suppose variable name equal to, I have to create buffer by using new, the constructor you have to call for buffer class. So new buffer. Okay, and I have to specify the size for that particular buffer. So I'm putting over here 10, suppose. So it will allocate me 10 octets, 10 regions for binary representation. Okay, so now let us see how it looks like. I'll just display it by using console.log. Then in bracket I have to display the contents of buffer b. So I'm going to write over here b, and let us see output on terminal. So you have to open the terminal. To run JavaScript with the node, we have to fire the command node. So here I'll write node, but the script or JavaScript file name is here script 3.js. Now let us see what happens. Here 10 octets with a 0 initialized are given. One more error is here, that you have to use alloc function for allocation of the memory. So if I want to eliminate this error, instead of new buffer I have to call alloc function. So buffer dot alloc I have to use. Sorry, buffer.alloc. Okay, now let us check again what the output would be. See, the error is not present now, or we can say the warning is not displayed over here, because I have allocated memory which is initialized with 0 by default. Okay, now consider I'm going to put any string into buffer. So instead of this, what I have to do is I have to simply write the string over here. Suppose hi, any string you can display over here. So just a minute. I have to close this and now save it and again run this program. So let us check what happens here. 0 0 0 that was initialized with these values. So these are the binary representations for these letters. So here H, its binary code is 68, so it is given over here. Then 69 stands for I. So whatever the number of times I have given I, it will display me 69 for that much of times. Okay, so this is the nothing but how to create the buffer. You can also create buffer from the other data structure by using buffer.from. So here instead of this I can write like buffer.from, then hi. So let us see what will be the output again. Now in this, instead of writing alloc, I have used new buffer and then I simply use the string. So it will give me the same warning. You have to use alloc. Now see if I'm going to use it with the from method. Okay, so let us see what the output will be. So here no warning again. Okay, so whenever I'm going to initialize that buffer with the from method, no need to write here the alloc function. It will by default use allocate or alloc function to allocate the memory. Okay, now next is how to use some operations or how to perform some operations on buffer. Now let us see here. I don't want the binary representation. I want whatever the data I'm going to pass, that should be retrieved. So here I have to call toString method. So toString, which will compute the binary to string again. So let us see what will be the output over here. So here it display me high. Getting? So this is nothing but the buffer creation and retrieving values from the buffer. Okay. So instead of this again, I can write like for loop for iterating that particular buffer. So instead of this, I can use for. Okay, and for this how to write the syntax is I'll tell you. So now let us see. Suppose we have to iterate the buffer. So I can use the for loop for. Okay, sorry. I have to use over here for, same as a for loop we are going to use for, suppose where I equal to 0, then I less than, how to know the length of buffer. We are having function that is, suppose here b dot length. Actually this is the property, so no need to write the parenthesis open close round brackets over here. So directly I less than b dot length and I plus plus. And now I want to display the contents of this buffer. So how to do so? The console dot write console dot log, and then I want to display I suppose. Now let us see what the output would be. So here I run my node. It will show me the indices. Okay, basically if you want the characters whatever I put it, then you can use b of I instead of I. Okay, so in this way you are going to execute the buffer contents. So the next is how to create the buffer, or we can say how to operate with this buffer. Basically one more function for buffer is writing. Buffer.write is there. So how to do so, how to use that? Here instead of this from, I can write buffer.write. So let us see what the output would be. Here I have to display the buffer only, so I'm going to use b over here. So let us see output, what the output would be. Okay, here it is giving me one error, that is write is not function. So let us see what you have to do is, so here instead of this, I have to create or allocate new memory with the buffer.alloc. So I'm just using like buffer.alloc. I'll just reserve some bits, suppose 10, and now I use that b.write on that buffer. You have to write something. So how to do so? It will return one variable. So suppose b1 equal to b.write, and I'm going to use hi. Okay. Now let us see what happens with this is when I display the output of this function. So it will show me the number of characters in the binary ASCII code. So this H will be 68, then I will be 69, and that much of times. And I allocated 10 memory locations. So whatever the remaining, that would be 0 as it is initialized. So here, now see, suppose we have learned length function, we have learned write function, we have learned toString function for converting to string, we have learned alloc function for allocating, and now let us see, we will use compare function. So how to use for comparing two buffers. So now let us see one buffer I have created with this same syntax. Okay. Now second buffer I'm going to create where suppose b2 equal to and new buffer, and I just allocate some memory, or suppose I'm going to create directly string. I'm going to pass that string into buffer. Suppose capital uh, hi and welcome. So now let us see what the output would be for this comparing two buffers. Now let us see for comparing. We have to take one variable, because whenever as a string, whenever we are going to compare two strings, what happens is it will display you three values, basically less than 0, greater than 0, and 0 if both are equal. Okay, so in same manner it will show you the values. So here I'm going to compare values and return one result. So result equal to, and now I'm going to use suppose b1 dot compare, and the second argument is b2 you have to pass. Now here two buffers will be compared. Okay, and the value less than 0, greater than 0, whatever it will be, that would be in the result. So let us see what the output is here. I'm going to display the result. So what will be the output? I just clear screen. Okay, here one error is compare is not function. Let us see. So this may be the error due to the B1 is not supposed to kind of the buffer. So suppose we are going to create the same uh, buffer variables with a new keyword. Suppose I'm going to create this buffer as well. And now let us see the output. So B1 equal to new buffer and B2 equal to new buffer. Two buffers I have created. Then same function compare I'm going to use. So now see what will be the output. Okay, so here it is a 1. So why 1? Because you know the first buffer, that is this, is compared with the second variable, or we can say second buffer variable, and if both are equal it will return you 0. If first buffer is greater, then it will return you the -1, and if second buffer is the greater, it will return you the +1. So here the second buffer is greater than this first buffer, so it will return 1. Okay, so this is about the compare function. So now let us see about new function, that is the copy. So how to use that copy function for buffer